Hello everybody and welcome to a Necro leveling build. So this is going to work really good if you already have a character finished with the campaign. However, if you don't, it's fine because I have made this build solely off of aspects that you can find in the Codex of Power to ensure that anybody that uses this will eventually be able to work into this build. Now if you have your campaign finished, it's going to be real easy for you. Obviously you probably have a bunch of the aspects already unlocked. However, if you don't have the campaign finished or anything like that, that's okay too. Just as you go through the campaign, you'll just have to kind of veer off and just go complete the dungeons, and then you'll be able to get these aspects. So if you don't know what I mean when I say that, at your occultist you can upgrade rares into legendaries if you have the aspect unlocked. Okay, so, and all you have to do is just go to a dungeon, complete it, it'll add it to your Codex of Power. To see what you have in your Codex of Power, click Y, click on Codex of Power, and this will show you which dungeon you need to go to get one. You can click here, you can see your class only ones, right? And that'll tell you which one or where to go to get it. So, and then after you go and get that, you will just have to go to your occultist and imprint that onto a rare. It's very straightforward. Now, keep in mind that every single zone has a certain level, so if you want to, you don't necessarily have to go through the campaign to do this. If you just want to make this build, you just want to make sure you're at least level 35, because if you're not going to be able to do anything in Hawazar. So if there's any aspects, it's going to be hard. So just keep track of your level, because once you get to like level 19, you'll be able to go into Skazglen. You should be able to go into Skazglen. You should be able to go into Dry Steppes. And then I don't think you're going to be able to go into Kegistan though. I think Kegistan has a minimum level of like maybe 35. So just make sure you pay attention to that. But if the aspect is in Skazglen, or if the aspect is in Dry Steppes and you haven't finished the campaign, you should be able to get them relatively quick around level 15 to get those ones. Now, anyway, let's go ahead and jump on in. So basic skills grant 20% damage reduction. Aspect of Might. We have Aspect of the Protector. Damaging an elite is going to give you a barrier. We have Sacrificial Aspect. Your sacrifice bonuses are increased by 15%. We do not use minions, so that's going to increase the bonus we get from not using minions. Aspect of Disobedience. You gain a stacking armor buff of up to 25%. This is going to help with defense. Eluding Boots. This is going to give you Unstoppable if you become injured and crowd controlled. So in an event you get CC chained and you almost die, it will break you out of it. Next, we have Blood-Based Spinal. This is one of the more important ones. However, this build works pretty good at a base level, so even if you don't have these legendaries, you should find that it's pretty successful. So, Blood Surge's Nova Echoes, again, after a short delay, dealing 35% less damage. We want this on the weapon, because if it's not on the weapon, it'll reduce the damage by 70%. So we're trying to keep as much damage as we can, because we're going to be overpowering with Blood Surge quite a bit. Next, we have Choker of Grasping Veins. Anything affected by your corpse tendrils, it's going to give you 15% crit, and it's going to give you 45% increased bonus critical strike damage to enemies damaged by corpse tendrils. Okay, next we have Aspect of the Expectant. Attacking enemies with a basic skill is going to increase your next core skill cast by up to 30%. It's going to stack 5% at a time. This is just for bossing, so you can stack up and do more damage for bosses. And then we have Band of Potent Blood. Every time you pick up a blood orb, you're going to get 10 essence. This is going to help you keep your essence up. Okay, so Book of the Dead, we have Sacrifice Skirmishers. To get crit, we have sacrificed our mages to get more overpowered damage. We're keeping the Bone Golem, and we're using this so it takes, each time your Bone Golem takes up to 20% of its max life and damage, it sheds a corpse. This is just going to help you have corpse generation for your corpse tendrils and stuff. And we also like the taunt that this golem has. Now you can switch to blood or iron golem if you would like, or you can even just sack them for 12% increased attack speed, but me personally, I like using this one for a defensive cooldown. The blood one just gives you like 10% increased max life, and then I think the iron one can be good to use because it has a slam attack that gives everything vulnerable, but personally I like the bone one, so I'm going with that. So ability wise, we are going to go, it's actually going to be better if I just do it this way. So, because just to show you what the level path is going to look like, you want to go Hemorrhage, Enhanced Hemorrhage. Now, if you're not having any defensive issues, you can just go Alkalites Hemorrhage. If you are, you can do this and it'll fortify you, and that'll help you out a little bit. Next, we're going to pick up Blood Surge. We're going to pick up Enhanced Blood Surge. This is going to be a ton of healing because everything you hit is going to heal you for 2.5% of your max life. And then we're going to go Paranormal Blood Surge. If enemy is damaged by Blood Surge's Nova while you are healthy, gain a stack of Overwhelming Blood. When you have 5 stacks of Overwhelming Blood, your next Blood Surge is going to overpower. This is going to make this thing do a decent amount of burst damage after you use it a few times, and you're going to stack it up pretty quick, especially with that legendary aspect that makes it echo. Next up, we're going to come down here. Now early on, what you might do is take Corpse Explosion if you want. You don't have to, but it's not necessarily a bad thing to take early on. So if you don't end up taking that, you definitely want to put a point into Hued Flesh. This is going to help you generate corpses on bosses. Okay. Then we can come over here and we can pick up Unliving Energy, and then we can pick up Imperfectly Balanced. Go ahead and input a couple points into that. Actually, just go and put 3 points into Perfectly Balanced. We're just going to start going in on that. Now, what you can do is you can take Corpse Explosion and you can work yourself into this, because taking this a little bit later is going to be decent. But as for right now, just going into Imperfectly Balanced will be pretty good to give your Blood Surge 15%. Okay. And keep in mind, you don't necessarily have to sacrifice your minions from the beginning. So if you want, what you can do is you can take these and you can put it into Skeletal Warrior Mastery to help buff your minions until you get to the point where your Blood Surge is just hard carrying everything, if you would like. That is another option. Remember, you don't necessarily have to give up the minions. Okay, moving on down, we have Death's Embrace. Close enemies take 4% more damage from you. And then another thing you can do as well, actually, aside from taking this, which I think is better, is just start maxing your Blood Surge. Because your Blood Surge is going to go up by, let's see, what is that? So it goes from 60 to 65 to 70%. This is going to be where a lot of your damage is anyway. So taking things like Death's Embrace isn't going to be crazy good. However, this does give you damage reduction, so it's not. So if you are having tankiness issues, could be good to take it then, because it will give you a decent amount of DR from close enemies. Okay, now that we have that, now I would say, let's see, what's the best thing that is going to give us a good one of here is probably going to be, yeah, we can just go ahead. Now, you can go ahead and take a curse if you want. I personally do not have one. However, they're not too bad. So I'm going to take Decrepify just to make things deal 20% less damage. Because keep in mind, as you level up, you can go back and you can unspec. Because that's pretty much what I did, is I leveled up one way. And then once I got to a certain level of points, I went back and I unspec'd, and then I respec'd right into things. So now we keep going. We want to take Corpse Tendrils, we want to take Enhanced Corpse Tendrils, and we want to take Plague Corpse Tendrils. This is going to now give us access to Vulnerability. Then we want to come over here, pick up Gruesome Mending. We want to pick up Coalesced Blood, pick up 3 ranks into that, and then we want to pick up 3 ranks into this. Okay, so at this point, you're going to be level 27, so you are going to have your Golem unlocked as well, which will be pretty nice. So when it comes to ultimates, you can take Bone Storm. I took Blood Wave because I like the knockback, and because it'll leave behind 3 orbs of blood as it travels, which will help you with your, which is going to end up helping you with your essence regeneration. Then after that, we're going to come over here to Golem Mastery. Pick up Golem Mastery just to increase our Golem's damage by a decent amount. And then we can come back here, start picking up more blood stuff. We want to pick up Rathma's Vigor. This is going to give us another Overpower proc every 15 seconds while we're healthy. We should be healthy most of the time. Okay, so moving on back. So now we have most of our core stuff. So we can do this, Gruesome Mending, just to give us more healing from all sources. We can do this to get some more access to Fortify. We can come back here to get Consuming a Corpse generates 2 essence. And then we can pick up Fueled by Death. Because we have Corpse Tendrils, we will actually end up proccing this. Then we can come back here and we can finish taking, where was it at? This. And then Oh, sorry. I take that back. I totally missed something super important here. Before you take these, come back down here. And you want to take Standalone. And you want to take Memento Mori. Because we're using Sacrifice, this is going to give you 18% damage reduction, reduced by 2 because you have a golem out, so 16%. But then it's also going to give you 60% increase bonuses to your Skeletal Warriors and your Skeletal Mage's Sacrifice effects. So we still have a decent amount of points left. So now we can go back and we can take this stuff. And you can take this early. This is kind of useful early on once you get Corpse Tendrils, but the thing is this has an 11-second cooldown, so it's not as useful as if you had like Corpse Explosion, where you can just kind of perma-use this for as many corpses as you have. Okay. Then after that, could do this, get 9% increased damage to cursed enemies, and then not really, I mean, you could use Abhorrent Decrepify, but the curse isn't really too great in my opinion with this specific build, but it is somewhat useful. Okay, so that's going to be kind of what it looks like going all the way up to level 50 and 10. And keep in mind, obviously it would change depending on the legendaries you get, etc., etc. But that would be kind of like what the base leveling up path would look like. Alright, let's go ahead and get into some gameplay. Using Champion's Demise as kind of the bar, because this is going to be what a lot of people are going to be doing to level their alts. They're going to just, if they can't get them power leveled from a friend, they're probably just going to be coming into Champion's Demise with a build and trying to blow it up as fast as they can on repeat. So, oh, also, I would like to point out that this build does seem to have quite a bit of base damage, because, what is this, level 27? I have a level 18 weapon on. So I'm like 10 levels down on my weapon, and this still seems to be blasting. So, as long as you keep your weapon up to max, which you should be able to do, since we're using Codex powers. Alright. And blew up that guy. Keep on keeping on. Nice. There it is. Make sure you pick up your blood orbs. You can see I have picked up quite a bit of essence there just by picking up some blood orbs. Come over here. Just one-shotting things left and right. And if you find any good legendaries, because I know there's a couple that buff like Blood Wave and stuff, and you happen to find those, you know, feel free to throw them in, alter the build however you need to. This is just a base build to work off of that you can see can help you blast through things and get you through until you find those dropped legendaries that are harder to find. But pretty straightforward build. Oh, yeah, nice. Dead Spider rooting me. The classic. Yeah, pretty straightforward build. All you have to do is just run around, plus your blood surge, and you just kind of kill everything. And it's a minionless build too, so you don't have to worry about minions dying or anything like that, because I was finding that even kind of early on, minions were just dying. It was kind of weird. I was actually surprised because I hadn't played the Necro since it got nerfed forever ago. And you can see that my health really isn't dropping, like hardly at all. It's just staying full all the time. And then once we get, I'll show you how to use the golem once we get in here. It's mainly a defensive tool for if you're in a bind. Yeah. Yeah, now imagine if I didn't have a weapon that was 10 levels too low. I think I'd probably just be, I think I'd probably kill everything on the first wave. Okay. I'm not ready. Okay, and there we go. I'm out of essence. Just absolutely blasting. Keep on keeping on. Having a lot of fun playing the blood stuff though. Also, corpse tendrils will group things up for you, so remember that if you do have access to a corpse. before killing anything. Corpse Tendrils is a super sweet ability. I actually really like it. Alright, so now go ahead, press that. He's gonna taunt all of that. Now I'm gonna do this. And that thing's gonna die. Boom. That right there is pretty much how I use the Bone Golem. It's just kind of a get out of jail free card. Stop running. Just kind of a get out of jail free card, you know. Keep on keeping on. Run by things, press your blood surge, and continue running. Good times, good times. And you can also go, there's an aspect that increases your movement speed if you want to do that. Man, I'm killing people on the draw-in. Jesus. Yeah. Because if you want more movement speed, that's a way to do it. You can also mix in darkness skills in here and take a passive that increases your movement speed whenever you use darkness skills. There's kind of a few different ways to slice it, but yeah. Just keep on going. I'm also... Okay, so it looks like and also the draw of Blood Surge is bigger than the expel of the Blood Surge, so keep that in mind too. What we got? Channeling? Oh, Jesus. Oh, jeez. Channeling, baby. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good one. Into Blast Wave. Oh, okay. Don't really feel like doing that at the moment, but that's okay. And kill that. Bone Charm, and we continue going. Boom, boom. Then we'll go to the boss. I'll show you, we have the aspect of the expectant or whatever for the boss specifically, just to make sure we have the damage for that. Okay. He's trying to keep up with me. Okay.
The rest of the warriors out to face the flesh eaters. The rest of us will try to shore up our defenses here. I am loath to spill cursed blood here amidst the bones of our...
Alright, Khazra Abomination. So we go on. We stack it up to 30, you can see it on the tooltip, and then go. Then what we want to do, now we know we have an overpower proc coming. Stack it up again. Just kind of wait for an overpower proc to set up. Nah, we don't need to wait that long. Do the next one. And then... yeah, or you can just spam it if you want to hold it up. I like to just time it with the overpower procs just to try to do a little bit of burst, but... oh, you can also do this. I'm trolling a little bit because I'm not using... yeah, see, look at that. When I use Vulnerable, it does even more. I was just trolling a little bit, not using my Corpse Tendrils, but yeah. Alrighty, so that's it. Blood Surge Necro leveling build. Like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.